Alrighty. Well, welcome everyone to Dungeon Punk Space Conflict, episode 6, which has a spoiler for a title, so I'm not going to read that part out.
Well,
But we are here. We're starting a new adventure today. Before we dive into that, though, of course, we would like to acknowledge that we are privileged to record this show on the unceded traditional Coast Salish lands, including the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam nations. I am Stu Popp. I'm your dungeon I guess game master, the Force,
Space Master.
dramatic manager. Yes, Space Master. I'm your Space Master, which I think is a ship. No, the Jump Master is a ship. Anyways, I'm here. I'm gonna run this game. I've already had a gin and tonic tonight.
As it were.
Let's go. And with me, as always, are the members of not Rough Rust Monster, are the crew of the Nomad.
Oh boy.
This is going really well so far,
Off
guys.
to an auspicious start.
My name is Leigh Eldridge, and I play Dia, who is the Cieplak captain of the ship and a smuggler.
I'm Kirk Hamilton. I play Zammy Hoban, and I'm also the stream captain. If you look into the chat, I'm the one in Dungeon Punk's pod.
Aha. And I am Phil Cieplak. I play Merrick. He is the hired gun of the Nomad.
All right, that's our crew. We're getting ready to do a heist. But before that, I'm going to need you guys to give me some terrible fake Star Wars music while I read our recap crawl. A job well done! The crew of the Nomad has finally delivered the decraniated cyborg safely into the hands of Luke Skywalker and the Republic. Now the crew must find a new job to pay off old debts. Will this lead them into the waiting hands of Zammy's old cellmate? Find out on this episode of Dungeon Punk's Space Conflict.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, so we sort of scan down Starfield. We can see the planet of Hosnium Prime, and above it in space, a Mon Calamari cruiser. And on that cruiser, in the cargo bay or in the docking bay, is the Nomad preparing to leave.
Does the cruiser enter from above the shot into the shot as it pans down?
I think it probably comes in from the side. It comes in from the side, and we kind of scan along until we get to the docking bay, and then we can see another miniature of the Nomad sitting in there.
Story.
And inside are the three of you, and your other crew members are three, and oh god, I'm blanking on your doctor's name. Twylin. That's the one. Twylin Parr. The five of you have all just reached the decision to take whatever this, or at least to investigate this job that has been offered by Zammy's old prison buddy.
Did you get any coordinates, Zammy?
Yes.
I assume there must be some sort of like rendezvous point, or
it was more of a like give him a call back kind of situation.
Okay.
I see.
I mean, now that we're decided, I guess we do that.
Yeah, I say we jump to it.
All right. You could open a call here if you want everyone to be on the call in the lounge, or you could head up to the cockpit if you want it to be more of a private affair.
I open it.
How do things run on the Nomad? How do you? I guess this is more of a question for Dia. How do you manage these sorts of things? Is this a bit of a socialist crew, or you ruling things with an iron fist?
I mean, I would love to say that it's a democracy, but it's clearly not. I think I would probably go with Zammy and take the call in the cockpit.
Okay.
I'd take it in the
Right.
cockpit, but if Dia and Merrick want to sit in on it off camera, I'd let them.
I mean, you don't get to let me do anything. I'm
Well-
the captain. I will let you make the call.
I offer if you want to sit in on
Tension's high this early in the
Yeah.
game.
I am the
Well,
captain.
I'm curious, so I will be present for this call.
I guess that's up to Dia. I mean, Zammy made that offer.
Yeah, I'll totally let you. You can hang out if you want. It's fine. You're part of the crew
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Right. So the three of you and R3, Twyland, I think, prefers to not know what the jobs are and just chew on roots and tend to your wounds when needed.
Plausible
R3 for
deniability.
sure follows up. R3 likes to know what's what. So the four of you are in the cockpit. Zammy, you call back on the message. It rings for a bit, and then on the vid screen pops up your old buddy, Daz Hamer.
Daz.
This is a reminder, has a very sort of hard Danny Trejo shaved head vibe.
What,
Right.
human or?
He's
otherwise?
a human, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, that's boring. Let's make him Zabrak. So he's human plus some horns and some face tattoos. And he says, Zammy, you got my message.
Daz, so good to see you.
I thought you were going to say dad.
Dad! Yeah, that's the twist.
Papa!
Daddy! Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been dodged my last few calls.
Well,
But,
it wasn't so much dodging, on some missions here and there, coming around. We got jammed for a little bit. You know how it is.
Sure. Nothing to do with the 10,000 credits you owe me.
Wouldn't dream of it.
That's neither here nor there. As like I said in my message, if you help on this job, we'll be square. And you know, there should be enough left over for your crew to make a little something for themselves.
All right. Do you have any more you're willing to share with us about this job?
Not over hypercoms, no. But if you meet me on Lamuir IV, we can discuss it there.
Well, all right. We're insert however far we are away from there. Days away. We should be there in a little bit.
All right. I'll see you then. Don't be late. And he cuts off the call.
He's a fun guy.
Yeah, you two have quite the rapport.
So fun. So, Zammy, remind me how you know this guy?
So remember how my ship crashed and I was in the Imperial jail for a little while, and then I broke out of the jail with a little bit of help from a cellmate and an Imperial officer who was the one that may or may not have come back to us in that big kerfuffle? Yeah, that's the guy.
Right. Okay, I see no problem with this.
I mean, he helped me out. I owe him some money. For the most part, I don't think he's gonna kill or double cross or otherwise be treacherous, but
What does your friend do for a living?
He was. Do I know, or should I come up with something?
Your fellow said he was a thief.
Okay.
He was in prison for murder, but he is professionally a thief.
Yeah.
He's not like an assassin or a bounty hunter or anything like that.
A little bit of thievery, a little bit of light murder here and there. The usual.
Just light murder.
Yeah.
Nothing heavy.
No,
Light murder.
not mass
Of
murder.
course.
Hmm.
Oh,
Got
because that's better. Well, I suppose beggars cannot be choosers, so either I lose a good pilot or we go do his job.
It would be helping me out, because getting this guy off my tail, get a load off my mind, at the very least.
That's fair.
What happens if we can't pay him back? For whatever reason.
We'd probably have to get out of there real quick. Which I have no doubt we can do.
Your ship's not really a fast one. From experience, you would know that it's not a great thing to owe this man money. But he does have like a criminal's code kind of situation, so
I'd say he's patient, but he's not going to wait forever.
Gotcha. Well, in that case, we might as well get her on our way.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. You can hop into the ship. R3 can do some astrogation for you, unless you'd like to do it, Zammy.
I'll let him do it.
All right.
I think I I didn't level up in my astrogation, but I got another thing, but I'm assuming he's still better than me.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it. I mean, it is what he's designed for.
Yeah. I feel like my astrogation's just like a backup or something.
He's having some issues. You might need to jump in there.
Okay.
He did not succeed.
What, is there a difficulty to
He's
it?
saying that he needs to update his internal, like, hyperlane maps.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
It is just an average difficulty.
Well, I got 2 successes and a threat.
All right. So yeah, you pump that in there. You get lined up for Lamuir IV. The threat is basically you do end up at one point. You calculate your jump point a little close to Hosnian Prime, and the ship is going to take a point of strain as it jumps a little close to the gravity well.
Sure.
But otherwise, you're off and in hyperspace without any issues. Leaving the core behind. And the Republic.
Yeah.
You have a day or two in hyperspace if there's anything you want to do on the ship or any conversations you'd like to have. Any stories you'd like to tell amongst each other. Now that Merrick is officially a part of the crew, he wants to get to know everybody a little better.
Wait, you said how many? We have how many days?
2 days.
2 days? Okay. I mean, I just like to...
I don't know anything.
I just bought some new toys. I'm just kind of going over them. And
I was
sure
just about to say that at some point over the course of the next day, I kind of wander into maybe one of the rooms where Zammy is kind of, I don't know, playing with his toys.
I think, Zammy, if you want to test out your blaster, you do have a whole empty cargo pod. You could just probably move some like empty crates around, make a little shooting
set up
target.
some space cans and pew pew pew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, maybe because
so you can be.
I did add a
you
mod.
Spend some time down there.
I did add a mod to my weapon. I'm assuming that I did that between episodes while we were still on still over Hosnian Prime, or I did it in the first part of the first day. I did that between episodes. I succeeded.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think you probably would have done that sort of first part of the first day.
Mm-hmm.
You were able to mod your weapon a little bit because you got an attachment and then you added a mod on top of that, right? That's how that works.
No, it's just added the mod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you
Okay,
need
so that
to
just like
roll.
slots in. Yeah,
Yeah.
that probably would have just come with it when you got it.
Yeah. I don't know.
When you
I
purchased
had
it.
to roll for it. I can't remember what the specifics were, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was something I purchased separately and then modded onto the weapon.
Okay. So you did all that.
Yes.
You're in the cargo pod shooting boxes.
Yeah. Describe
And
what's your blaster here look like?
So you're coming in to ask me about it?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Or I
boy.
just wander in to find you. I don't know, do some practice shooting, I guess.
Okay. Oh, hey, Merrick. Take a look at this bad boy. It's a Relby K23 blaster pistol. And I've got an electronic sighting system on it. Eh?
Is that like laser thing, or it's just got some, I don't know,
Does it have
weird scope?
lasers?
Lasers.
I feel like it's probably more of like a heads-up display kind of
Yeah,
situation.
it's got a little like almost like a scope, but a little square box on it that
Right.
it just helps me aim a little bit better.
Huh. Yeah, I confess I haven't actually seen one of those before. And I kind of take a few steps back. Well, yeah, let's see what you got here.
I take aim at the boxes and fire off a couple shots.
Sure, I'd say your maximum you'd be at is short range here, so this would be an easy shot to shoot some boxes impressively.
I can also with this with this sighting system, I can aim as an incidental at short range.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Oh.
So I got. Let me see here.
I mean, I don't think you need to roll this. How cool or uncool do you think Zammy looks shooting?
Well, I mean, I did roll and I got only one success, but 4 advantages. So, I mean, I hit the boxes because they're boxes, but let's say I look. I mean, I still probably don't look cool because I'm a lanky-ish pilot, but I look about as cool as I can possibly be. Which is still
I think you
like
could have that like
medium cool.
lanky anime cool though, you know, where you have like the smirk and you kind of like hip shoot it.
A little bit of like Spike Spiegel going on.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. With 4 advantages, I think you can be as cool as you want, right? I mean, next to a triumph.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, I would say like your form like is not standard like what you would be taught. I think Merrick, like military guy, would recognize that. But goddamn, you look cool.
It also might be due to the new shirt that I'm wearing, which is just as loud as the old one, but it just looks slightly thicker and perhaps a little more armored.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how much Merrick knows about guns, but if you think Merrick would know his blasters, this weapon it's modified now, but it's what would be standard issue for Cloud City security.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I actually don't. I'm not familiar with it. Solely on the base, that's what I opened with. So yeah, for whatever reason, I'm unfamiliar with the blaster rifle, but gotta say it suits you, Zammy.
Thanks.
I
let out a big sigh internally that I like pulled that off.
I start kind of wandering off, but then before I leave the cargo hold or whatever it is, I turn back to you, Zammy, and I say, "Just don't freeze," and then keep walking away.
I don't really have a reply to that. I just kind of.
What is Dia up to while all this testosterone is going on in the cargo bay?
I'm probably having a snack. Is there a Star Wars equivalent of a cell phone?
Not really.
Hollow pad.
I guess like a data pad. You could have a data pad that you're like doing stuff on.
Yeah, I probably have a data pad.
Does it have like electronic
nice.
Sabic on it that you're playing against an AI?
Maybe.
Isn't a data pad just like a notebook, basically?
Basically,
like
yeah.
a Kindle
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like a less useful iPad, is my understanding. But it can definitely have Savak on it.
Mm.
That came
Yeah.
with the operating system. Just
Yeah,
feed
I'll
it some
probably
space
do that for
noodles.
a little while and then see if I can find out anything about where we're going.
Sure, yeah. You could give me just a outer worlds knowledge, outer rim.
Okay. Is there difficulty on that?
Yeah, let's say this is just an average check.
Okay. Well, I got 2 advantages. No, I got 1 advantage.
Okay. You know this is. It's like the world you're heading to isn't like a hotbed of like criminal activity. You know there's like something you're forgetting that's like it's famous for, and it's famous for maybe around this time of year. But for whatever reason, you're just like drawing a blank, but it's like right there. It's on the tip of your tongue. It's going to bother you probably for like the next couple hours.
But I guess you said it doesn't have much underworld activity, so that's probably why I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty above the board place as far as you know.
Okay. Well, there's my time wasted.
I mean, if you wanted to like try and get onto the old HoloNet and do a search, you could do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
You can make a computer's check.
Do a space Google.
Do a space Google.
A spoogle.
There is always a danger opening yourself up onto the HoloNet because it is. It's not a system that has any like back channels, so you're basically like logging onto a thing that you could potentially be tracked. It was more dangerous during the Imperial times.
Okay.
Gotta use a VPN.
Yeah. If
It's
someone
time
was
to tell us about your sponsor, Surfshark.
Sign up to NordVPN and they won't leak all of your data.
Okay.
so just for funsies, as you are opening yourself up for trouble, I'm going to spend. This is just be an average Google, but I'm going to upgrade one of those to a red because there may be people looking for you specifically and for anything that might ID your ship.
I see.
Is that a dark side point you're using?
I am using a dark side point, yes.
Okay.
So it'll be a purple and a red is your difficulty.
Well, I got 2 successes and 2 successes.
Yay.
All right, yeah. So no trouble comes your way with those 2 successes. You immediately you get some top Google results for Lamuir IV, and the big thing is that there's sort of a festival and then a sub festival going on. So it is currently is a 2-week long celebration called the Priel Dara Festival. And a big part of that that happens in the second week, so it hasn't started yet, is the Anapola Musical Splash, which is a giant music festival that's part of this like larger cultural festival. And the headliner this year is the renowned musician Arodia Ventifoli, who's basically Space Beyonce. I have a picture. I have a picture of Arodia here. That's her right there.
Ooh.
Huh.
She fancy.
Is she a diva?
She is a
Are
diva
we
for
gonna
sure.
get some stones from her so that we can save the world?
No,
We gotta steal her jewelry.
I mean she does have some cybernetic enhancements, but I don't think they are to hide 4 stones inside her body.
Does she sing really high?
She actually uses a cybernetic vocoder to amplify her like natural vocal cords.
Ugh,
I really just want to watch Fifth Element, but Phil doesn't want to watch it. So
hate space auto tune.
Element's so good, Phil.
yeah,
I know.
Look.
I've seen it many times.
yeah. So have I.
Okay. So that's sort of the big news you find about Lamuir IV. Otherwise, it's just sort of a basic temperate planet. It's a lot of like archipelagos. It's like one biome that is repeated across the entire planet, as all planets are, as we know.
Right. All planets are just one thing and one people,
Yep.
one language.
That is a fundamental law of the Star Wars universe.
Well, at least on Ryloth, the Twi'leks are different colors, even if they're all basically the same.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, so that's what you learn. So I don't, if you want to infer from that your job may have something to do with this festival and perhaps this very rich person.
I do infer that.
In
fact, I assume that.
I think it's probably a safe assumption, just knowing how criminals work.
Something like that.
Yeah. Do you share this information with the class?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I'm going to keep my inferences and assumptions to myself for once.
Fair. So does anyone has any other like scenes they'd like to do on the ship before we get to Lamuir IV?
I'd probably get into a mild argument with R3, but it's not important.
I assume at least one or two of those happens a day, so
Yeah.
that's just kind of like the background noise of the Nomad.
I feel like Twylan just wears like noise canceling headphones most of the time.
I feel like even if there's like a firefight in the ship, we'd like occasionally cut to the med bay where Twylan's just like pruning plants with the headphones on, listening to like classical space classical music.
Definitely.
Or hilariously Gamorrean heavy metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be even better. Yeah.
It looks really peaceful, and then you hear what's on the headphones.
It's like
It's just screaming.
Incredibly angry oinking.
Yeah. My only question for you, Kirk, is what is today's argument with R3 about? I feel like it's always a different thing.
I was probably gloating that I got the astrogation check and he didn't. And so I was probably like rubbing that salt into the wound a little bit. As we're coming back, like, hey, do you need me to plot the next course out of here, or you think you're going to be okay?
I think he just pops his little shocker out threateningly. And then there's probably a bit of an argument there about the use of unnecessary use of force. Does anyone pop in to break this argument up?
No.
Or do you just let it run its course?
I can't be there to break up every single argument. They have to work it out for themselves, otherwise they're never going to learn.
I'm sure at one point Dia did break up the arguments, like maybe at the beginning, but at this point just realizes how futile it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone keeping track of the number of arguments? Is this something Dia does on a little chalkboard in her room, just like scratches?
Just like little tally marks on the...
Maybe, and like who won?
Yeah. It feels like R3 lost this one, so we can put a loss in the R3 column. And then we can skip ahead. Unless, Merrick, you had an idea for a scene you'd like to do.
No, nothing off the top of my head.
All right, we'll skip ahead then to the ship dropping out of hyperspace above Lamuir IV. And you can see this sort of beautiful blue jewel of a planet just hanging in space there, dotted with spots of green and brown where the islands are. And there's sort of a large archipelago, like central island that is where the main city is and where this festival is being held. The capital city is Dara, Darra, hence the Priol Dara Festival. And you head there. Are you planning on just landing in just any old spaceport, or off outside of the city somewhere? What's your plan here?
Gapping?
Probably whatever's as low key as possible. So yeah, probably outside a bit.
Okay.
Unless that would be more obvious than landing in the spaceport.
Hidden in
Uh,
plain sight.
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's advantages to both. I mean, they're definitely going to clock that you come in. So if you have like a reasonable reason to land outside the city and like can justify like why you would be using that as a landing spot.
It's cheaper to park out there.
Yeah,
we don't want to pay the
taxi.
Generally, like any civilian traffic would be headed to a spaceport.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to draw attention to ourselves. That's a good point. I guess spaceport, but let's pick the cheaper one.
All right, yeah. So you head to the LaGuardia of spaceports.
The Abbotsford International Airport.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's probably like a smaller suburb or like outer municipality, sort of semi-attached to the city that has a smaller spaceport, and you land there. And for only 50 credits a night, you can park. Generally, you want to book at least a few days worth ahead of time.
Yeah. Will you be here for what, like 3 days?
Hard to say. There's about a week left in this festival, so you're not sure exactly what Daz has in mind.
Is it like $50 a night or cheaper to do it by the week?
I would say for the week, you could get it for the price of 5 days if you pay up front. So 250 credits.
Okay,
Holy
sure.
moly.
Yeah, let's do that.
You're in docking bay 73. Write that down.
Is that important?
No, that's just what the guy tells you that's running the like comms.
I see.
It's a pretty like just simple spaceport, so it does all the docking bays do kind of look alike. It is a good idea to make a note of where you've parked your ship.
We don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to have a Seinfeld episode where the whole 2 hours is us looking for the ship.
We just need the beeper.
Yeah. Boop boop.
So you land safely. You transfer your credits over, and you have a nice, quiet, out of the way docking bay.
No,
And you'll need to hire some sort of speeder into the city.
Yeah, where are we meeting Jazz?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
You probably give him a call to find out now if you want.
Sure. Before we leave the ship, we'll give him a shout.
So now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You call him up, rings for a bit, then he answers like, Zammy, you landed?
Yep.
All right. Well, rest up tonight or meet me tomorrow evening at the Hydro Spanner Cafe. I'll send you the address. You get a little ping with an address with coordinates.
Hey, did you know this festival was happening while we were here? Was that a coincidence?
There's a festival happening.
Yeah, apparently. I'm assuming. I know
Yes.
Dia didn't say anything, but I'm assuming as we were landing, we saw.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's noticeable from the air for sure. Yeah, Zammy, I noticed that the annual giant friggin' festival, Griffin Festival, is happening. Yes. It's why we're here, to attend the festival. I'll see you tomorrow. And he hangs up.
So at least now we know it's something to do with the festival.
I mean, it seems logical, no?
Yeah, but just good to get confirmation.
Yeah, that or he was using it as cover because he didn't want to say what they're actually doing over comms.
I mean, yeah, maybe he just needs a couple buddies to join him
For the
for
festival.
the festival.
He got extra tickets and he couldn't give them away.
Yeah, he didn't want to go solo.
Oh,
He
that
really,
feels
really
sad.
hates going to music festivals. So
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
If we can ever have music festivals again, I probably still won't go.
yeah,
So we got a day.
you have a day.
Okay.
If you're gonna sleep on the ship, you can do that. Otherwise, you need to find yourself accommodations.
Yeah, why? How do you feel about scoping the city, Captain?
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, probably a good idea to check out what's what.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you can rent a speeder for the week for about 200 credits.
Okay.
Jeez.
Guess I'll take care of that too.
It is. It's a little on the expensive side since it's the middle of a festival.
Is
Yeah.
what I'm deciding right now.
Wait,
So
what
I'm
did
not
you say?
spending any more money.
Leigh?
I think we're sleeping on the ship.
Oh, okay. That just means we have to
At
commute.
least I am. Yeah, that's okay.
A cursory check into accommodations does kind of show that most places are full, no vacancies, as it's a massive festival.
I would rather be a little bit further away and it's quieter.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
we do have a ship,
like a real festival.
speeder we rented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty basic land speeder, not unlike the one Luke had in A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get you around. Won't do much more than that.
All right, I hop
If
behind
you really want to be criminals and sell it, you could probably get about 10 grand.
Well, if we're never coming back here.
I go back to the rental thing. It was stolen.
Oh, no.
Technically not a lie.
Yeah, actually.
How much extra is the speeder insurance?
It's like double the price of renting the speeder, probably.
Okay.
Well, we'll get to that maybe at the end of the week.
Yeah. All right, I hop behind the
Need
wheel
some
or behind the
cash.
sticks, and
All right, you guys ride into the main city, into Dara. Closer you get, you can just hear like festival stuff happening. There's loud music all throughout the city, as there's like various venues, and there's all kinds of like lights and hollow like things sort of replacing like the balloons in a parade. There's just these big hollows above the city of various things. Some are showing like events from the history of Lamuir IV. There are other ones of like various musical acts that are performing. There's a huge one that you gather is just there really to promote the fact that Erodia Ventifoli is headlining. It seems to be looping sort of the same thing. It's like, sort of starting tomorrow, she's performing this like series of nights of shows. And it's you hear people chattering very excitedly about that. She is a huge name in the galaxy for entertainment, has been since even during the time of the Empire.
Okay.
I see.
And that's sort of the scene set as you drive into and through the city. Is there anywhere in particular that you're wanting to check out?
I'd suggest to swing past the Hydro Spanner Cafe just to take a look at it, scope it out.
Yeah, not a
Good
bad
idea.
idea. See what
Right,
we're getting into tomorrow.
You stick in those coordinates and you're kind of taken out to an area that's a little more sort of on the outskirts of the city, some industrial area, lots of like artist space. It's a bit far from any of the celebrations. And there's sort of this small cafe that's one of those, the stairs go down to it. It looks like a kind of place where criminals hang out, really.
Fair.
Good. So we'll look right at home.
Like the kind of place that might be defensible from intrusion of any sort of security forces. There's a couple of places sort of on the roof of this. It's very reminiscent, I would say, of like a flat top pub in the UK. Sort of like the building was built to be this. It's not like fancy construction, very utilitarian. There looks like there's a thing on the roof that may be like a smokestack, like some sort of exhaust thing, or it might be a weapon emplacement. It's kind of could be either or. It's definitely disguised to not look like a weapon emplacement, but not so disguised that it's not like we have a blaster cannon on the top of this
Right.
cafe. Should you try and mess with us? You would gather this is probably tied to some sort of local organized crime. But that does it seems to be a rarity in the city. The rest of the city seem to be fairly well, like clean kind of vibes, very gentrified.
There were no
So this
other.
might be sort of the last emplacement of the organized crime here.
Okay, so there was like no other obvious holds or places or anything like that. Underworld things.
There
we could
might
spy.
still be. I mean, you didn't see the entire city. It's not a small city.
Right, but like nothing we spotted.
Nothing you spotted.
Hey, Captain, you by chance familiar with any gangs that might be running this part of the town?
No.
No?
If there is, it's pretty local.
Gotcha.
And from what I could find out, there's not a lot of crime around here, so could be anybody. Could just be a local crime lord.
Okay. Just asking in case we end up stepping on someone's toes.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not a branch of anybody who we don't want to get on the wrong side of, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we take that when we find it. We can probably talk ourselves out of a lot of things. At least I know I can.
Yeah.
And you can
I mean,
shoot, so we're fine.
Speak
We're
for
fine.
yourself.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it definitely looks less dangerous than anywhere on Socorro, I'd say, which is you can spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
This is sort of like the inner part of the Outer Rim, basically. The nice part.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down to go in. If you want. Kill some time. Otherwise,
have a bite.
I don't know if... On the one hand, it would be good to scope out the actual location. On the other hand, I don't want to step on what's his name's toes in case this is like his local.
Well, they don't
place.
know you guys. I could stay in the speeder, and you two could go in.
You don't know that they don't know them. I would say that's maybe not a safe bet to make.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, I think you're right, Captain. Let's
They
let's
probably
call it
don't know
here.
Merrick, I would say, because
Yeah.
he's very new. But there's
Yeah,
a
and he
chance
wears
that
a
this
helmet.
guy, if this guy's looked into it all, he probably knows about Dia.
He's done his
Right.
homework. How do you feel about going in, Merrick? You just have a little peek. We wait for you out here.
We'll be right out here if you need
Only
us.
if you want me to.
It's not a bad idea. Look
Yeah.
for the exits, just in case.
Is that an order?
Take it more of a strong suggestion.
Yeah.
You can say no if you want to.
All right. I walk in.
All right, Trent, any helmet on and all that jazz?
No, I think actually, I think since we've been in town, I've been walking around with my helmet off.
Okay.
I imagine it's a little bit weird in like a very civilian heavy city to just be walking around with like full full battle equipment.
Well, there's different cultures are mixing here. So,
Oh, yeah, there's also that.
I mean, very like there are like a couple of different species and like cultures that tend to stay fully armored or fully covered.
I ain't no
So-
part of no Mandalorian
I was
cult.
gonna say.
Well, not all Mandalorians do that, but also there's others. Like I think it's I want to say that it's not the maybe the Ubies, or something like that. There is another like humanoid species that always
Mhm.
always wears helmets. Yeah, no one's gonna guess that you're a Mandalorian. Your armor does not look like that.
Mhm.
Um,
Regardless, yeah. I think I'm walking around with
Okay.
my helmet off.
Sure. So you head in. You get that sort of the almost like prickly feeling of a like fairly intense weapons scan. No one tells you to leave your weapons, but it's now whoever is running this place is aware of what weapons you have.
Okay.
And you also, you feel like you can feel it kind of on your skin. Any place you have like bare skin, you feel like a little bit of a like electrical sensation.
Huh.
And that it's a fairly powerful scanner, or one that they have cranked the heat up on illegally.
Merrick just thinks he got some ASMR.
It's really trying getting those weapons that might be hidden in those hard to find places.
Right.
You probably,
Not a bad idea.
yeah, it is probably a little unsettling that they scanned you but didn't tell you to remove the many weapons that you have on your person.
Yeah,
It's somehow more intimidating in my head that they would just be like, "Yeah, you have weapons. Now we fucking know."
So what?
okay.
You head up to
Yeah,
you head up
actually,
to the bar.
as I'm walking up, I do a little bit of an ocular pat down, and uh, are there many people who are like carrying weapons on their persons?
Yeah, give me. I think this would be just give me a hard perception check. It's kind of dim in here. A little hard to see.
Yeah, not my best skill. But I got somehow 2 successes and 2 advantages.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, there's for sure people like openly carrying like vibro axes. Few people with like large blasters slung over their backs. You even see like a few people, like you sort of see a guy in a suit kind of sitting in a corner as he like throws his feet up on a table, and you can see his jacket kind of slip away, and he's definitely got like concealed blaster pistols under his suit coat or suit
Okay.
jacket. It's safe to say that almost everyone here is probably armed in some fashion.
Okay. Is anyone like flaunt it at all? Or, do one of those things where like as I'm walking past someone, they like open their jacket, like pull their jacket to the side just to like, hey, just so you know, I'm packing.
They're going to pull
Yeah,
out their
there
wallet.
probably
and
are.
just-
Yeah. There's definitely like one guy that kind of like turns and like pushes aside his sort of like cloak that he's got to like reveal like this carbine on his waist,
Gotcha.
and he kind of gives you a bit of a sneer. It's a little like reptilian guy
Mm.
that bears some sharp teeth at you.
Okay.
One guy smiles and his teeth are just guns.
Vibro teeth.
Ugh.
uh, yeah, so that's sort of the situation. Otherwise, it's like people are gambling, people are playing whatever the equivalent of like space pool is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sort of acrid smoke in the air, like mixing of like different kinds, not just like whatever space cigarettes are,
Mhm.
but
Death
no, death sticks are like space heroin.
Yeah.
Did that get
I think their joke was maybe originally supposed to be like that they were like cigarettes, like death sticks, but it has panned out that they are more
Yeah,
like
yeah. The EU
cocaine.
made it into something a little tougher or harder.
Something a little tougher. Yeah, there was probably people doing death sticks here or on
Mm.
death sticks, but there's like various different smokes sort of intermingling as like, especially because there's a pretty vibrant mix of species here, so there a lot of them are smoking like different things because the biology is affected differently. And it creates a real like pungent mix, very like I said, very acrid. Like you got like basically like regular cigarette smoke. You got some stuff that's like might literally be just be tar that's being smoked.
It's a good thing you're
there's-
not actually Phil, because your asthma would be going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Again, poorly lit, grungy, people gambling and doing other stuff and drinking. And there's a bar with sort of a weather-beaten bartender standing behind it and helped by a bartending droid.
Hmm. Yeah, I once I walk up, I kind of get to the point and just say that I'm I'm just swinging by, looking for a quick drink. Anything you recommend?
He says, "Low it down, and this is the place you choose." You got
Uh,
balls, kid. You're a newbie, huh? A new guy. He does seem to be intentionally calling out that you are new here.
Huh.
Ruh-roh.
He says, "All right, well, what can I get you?"
Um, what do you recommend? You got a house special?
Oh yeah, just give it a bottle of our house red. It's a special.
Yeah, let me just grab some down from the top shelf for you there, pal.
She just said I want a beer.
Do the movie thing where you just say, "I want a beer," and they give you a drink.
One beer, please.
He just turns to the droid and he says, "Hey, you hunk of junk, make this kid something fancy." And you see like several tubes connected to like bottles that are connected to this droid start pumping, and it pours out into a glass that you're not sure how clean it is. Sort of this brackish brown and green liquid that sort of just has like green glowing like globs in it. There's a slight hissing sound coming from it, and he just slides it over to you. There you go.
Um,
So whatever the hell he made. It'll be 10 credits.
yeah, we there's like no, it's like digital currency, right?
Yeah, you can do it in credit sticks.
Okay.
It's all tap.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I throw him 12.
Oh, you're so generous.
And how's the drink taste?
It is an experience. It is a very thick whiskey flavor mixed in with almost like an apple flavor and those globules. And they kind of pop and coat your mouth and throat, almost like a giant caviar egg kind of feeling.
Huh.
And then it's a little bit salty towards the end.
Sounds like a boba
Okay.
appletini.
Kind of like a boba appletini
Doesn't
floated
sound that
over
bad.
whiskey.
Phil. Doesn't look
I mean,
bad.
actually-
I mean, the whiskey apple part is probably okay.
Yeah.
The weird salty bobas might be odd.
Phil's gonna try making this tomorrow.
Probably.
If someone wants to try and make this and make it an actual drinkable thing, by all means, Wolf created a cocktail called the Whatever He Made.
I guess you could do they make the the molecular gastronomy fake caviar
Yeah.
out of agar or
Yeah, it's probably something similar to
yeah.
that. Phil, what is your notice or perception?
Sorry, we got your character killed, Bill.
Wait, perception or vigilance or
Ooh, vigilance, I would say in this case. I think is probably better.
so my vigilance, how many ranks I have, or just
Yeah, what you would roll on your side of vigilance.
I would roll 2 green and 1 yellow.
Okay.
Oh, you know what you should do is use a destiny point to make a mirror at the back of the bar. So you can see what's coming.
If you want to do that, you could, and I will add a red dice to this roll.
Yeah.
Don't say I never did anything nice for you.
Sure. Yeah, why not? There's a mirror at the bar, where all the bottles are.
Okay. So that was 4 successes and 3 threat for this person. So you you're robbed. Someone takes your credit chip. But I think what their threat is, this is before this person misjudges. This is before you're able to pay that 12. So you're like, I'll give you 12. And he's like, how generous. And you reach back and you can feel that your credit chip is gone.
Oh, so I have no money.
You have no money. I think they'd probably still have to crack it. I imagine there's a thumbprint thing, you have to be holding it when you tap.
Yeah.
It's crackable, but you have a window to save your money.
Quick, phone the bank.
It's
Yeah,
a little more cash than that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I spin around immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone the first thing I do is I just look to the door and see if there's anyone leaving.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a crowd there, but I would say you can give me a perception check, which will just be, I think, average because sort of where you're looking to spot this person, and I will give you a boost dice because they kind of got some threat and are just trying to get out of there quickly and not doing the best job of covering themselves. They did really well on their lifting, so you didn't feel it. But their threat is coming into this that they're not the stealthiest otherwise.
Just barely. You said it's average difficulty?
It's an average difficulty.
Okay. Phew. I got 1 success. That's it.
Okay, I'm just gonna look up a species name here. Oh no, why can't I find it? Okay, it's whatever the like four-armed dude from Solo was. Sort of a short, furry, four-armed, almost kind of monkey guy.
Oh, the
Oh,
pilot?
yeah.
The
Pilot?
pilot, yeah.
Right.
It's a like younger, kind of skinnier version of that.
Is that John Favreau?
Is John Favreau's
Yeah,
character, yeah. Rio, I think, is his name. Like adolescent fellow, kind of making a beeline for the door, and you kind of catch
and I can tell that.
them slipping something into their like back pocket as they make their way.
And I can tell that they're an adolescent.
Just you're guessing based on like their kind of skinniness, and yeah, I'd say you know enough to spot that.
Okay, because what happens is as I spin around, and I kind of survey the situation, like almost in tandem with that happening, I reach into like underneath my poncho and pull out my blaster pistol,
Mm-hmm.
like setting it to stun, extending my hand out towards the door, and then before I shoot, I'm like, okay, restrain yourself, and I get up and start walking towards the door quickly.
I think probably with your gun outstretched, like your blaster outstretched and standing up, probably several other people stand up and blasters are pointed at you.
Yeah.
I think probably any quick movements towards anyone at this point might be a problem. No one is really saying anything yet, so you have a chance to say the first word. This kid is still now taking the opportunity. He's like, he kind of looks back at this because you see you can hear and feel a lot of people stand up in a room very quickly. Starts making a run for the door now, like it's speeding up.
By the way, he's an Ardinian.
What do I
Ardinian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I kind of stop for a brief moment and then just kind of say to the crowd of people drawing their weapons at me, and I say, this is between me and the kid. And then say, I just got robbed.
Okay, I think give me a coercion check.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to act tough, I think, in this situation. That seems to make sense to me.
What's the difficulty?
For the room, I think this is going to be hard because they're a pretty rough and tumble crowd. But I'm going to give you a boost because the situation is like you're not really threatening them. You're just like, that kid robbed me. I want my money back.
Okay. Sorry, you said 3 purple?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Roll. 1 success, 3 advantages.
Nice.
Okay, so the room kind of relaxes, and you see sort of one of the bouncers sort of steps in front of the door, and then like sort of this big whale man kind of steps in front of her, and he says, "Hey, Guido, this crew, you rob this guy and get caught." The little guy kind of like puts all four of his hands. He's like, I didn't rob anything. I didn't rob anything, sir. I did not. I didn't take anything from you. He's just lying. He's a new guy. He's lying. I don't know what he's talking about. He's just picking on a poor Ardinian like me. You know, Ardinians, we have a bad reputation. You know.
Uh,
because I'm not there.
The room is skeptical. They definitely seem to be like they would have absolutely let this kid get away with it if he hadn't been caught.
mhm.
He's part of
He
this
got caught.
crew.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get caught.
Everyone's kind
I-
of looking to you to see how you respond.
Yeah. I say to the kid as I start making my way to the door, too bad I saw you put my chip into your back pocket there.
He's like, "What? No, hey, you can tell you what, you can check my pocket." And just because I think you've been getting a lot of like advantage, you can see as he's saying that, he tries to like subtly move it with like one of his lower hands to another pocket.
Kid, what the hell?
Check all his pockets.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to like grab his arm. If I see him trying to like do some sleight of hand, I grab him with my cybernetic hand.
Sure, just give me a brawl check, I think, to do that. You kind of close the distance with some, seasoned warrior quickness.
Mm-hmm.
Grab him by
I'll
the
give you a boost because you're using your cybernetic hand, so you maybe got a little like quicker trigger on that arm.
Grab him by the
Average
ankles and
difficulty
shake
or
him.
hard?
It's always an average on a melee check.
Gotcha. Okay. One success, 2 advantages.
All right, yeah, you grab his hand and he's like hold it. You grab the hand that is moving the chip and he's holding it, and just with the other hand you can pick it out and it like lights up because it recognizes your thumbprint of your real hand.
Mm-hmm. Ain't fast enough, kid.
He's like, "What? No, you planted that. That's a plant. He planted that on me. He planted that on me, everybody. You saw it. You all saw it." The big guy says, "Do know. Just drop it, kid. And you, buddy, you got your drink. You got your credits. Maybe you should go, huh?"
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I kind of stand there for a moment thinking about it. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Thanks for the drink. And I put my helmet on and then walk out the front door.
I think everyone in there is like suitably. Is like you paused just long enough to look like you were like, do I kill this guy? Even if that's not what you were thinking.
Yeah.
So it kind of conveys that. And then you like throw on the helmet and you like your helmet's all like battle scarred and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, this is a tough guy with all these guns and stuff."
Meanwhile, in my head, it's like, do I pay my tab?
They do not realize until you've left that you have not actually paid for your drink.
Did you drink the drink? Did
Yeah.
you even have time? Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
it was the
Oh, right. Yeah.
boba
It was
appletini.
weird. Yeah. Right.
I think he
I just
probably
remember-
slid it over. You took like you knocked it back, and then he was like, "That's 10 credits," and then everything else happened. Yeah. So you wander out to your pals who've been waiting in the speeder like a block over, probably.
Hello?
What have you two been doing for the last like I don't know 10 minutes?
We probably tried to scope out the outside of the building just to see, not be like obvious about it, but just check out the surroundings, check
Yeah,
out the nearby
real
buildings.
casual.
Yeah.
And that probably took like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You
And for
probably
the
didn't spend
rest of
a
it-
ton of time because I think you probably quickly noticed that it's like being monitored, like there are like cameras and stuff
Yeah.
on the outside.
We were doing the thing where like the spy thing where two people are walking but having either a loud conversation or argument, but it's
Mhm.
all like instead of yelling at each other, we're secretly looking up around and seeing what's going around.
Yeah. And that probably turned into an actual argument.
Yeah.
Which occupied the other like 8
8
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
What was that argument about?
Whether or not I cheated the last time I was playing a game with R3.
Yeah.
Okay.
The answer was probably yes, but I refuse to admit it.
Yeah, that fills 8 minutes for sure. I feel like that, and if it's going to last 8 minutes, you probably start bringing up other stuff as part of the
Oh,
argument.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've never met a grudge I didn't like.
We
Probably
both,
something about Zammy not doing some dishes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
we both had a few bottled up things that didn't really actually bother us, but in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one time you left your laundry in the laundry machine for like a week and no one else could do laundry.
Just take it out and put it on top.
The
Just take
basket
it
was
out and
right
put it
there.
on
You could have
top.
just moved it yourself.
I don't want to touch anybody else's laundry, okay? That's gross.
But it's already been cleaned.
Yeah. It's right in the dryer. It's already clean. You can just put it right up top. I don't mind.
No, it was wet.
No, it was
It was
in the
washing
dryer.
machine. It was in the washing machine.
On the back and forth of it was in the washing machine, it was in the dryer, it was in the washing machine, it was in the dryer. Merrick approaches.
Hey, buddy. We just
Hey.
stopped the argument
For what
dead.
it's worth, it was in the washing machine.
Or not.
So how
What'd you see in there?
Well, interesting. Got a weird drink and got robbed.
What?
But
What was this
beyond
drink?
that,
who robbed you?
some sort of whiskey apple thing and a insert species name
Ardinian.
kid.
Ardinian.
Yeah, some Ardinian kid.
His name was Dino. You
Right, Dino.
Right.
picked up, yeah.
Dino.
The last Ardinian.
Yeah, but you don't know Dino.
It's just a good name.
Yeah. Beyond that, though, looks like your typical slime den.
Oh yeah.
Oddly enough, this might be important, though. No one asked me to remove my weapons.
Oh.
And by the looks of it, most of the patrons inside were carrying weapons of some sort. So,
Good to know.
might want to keep your blaster pistol on hand if we go in there tomorrow.
Well, hopefully we're going to meet. What's his name? We don't have to deal with anything, but good to know.
Yeah.
All right. You all head back to your speeder and back to your ship for the evening. And there, as you sort of make final preparations for your meeting the next day, we will take a brief break so we can all get another drink, hit the head, all that jazz. And we'll be back in, let's say, 5 minutes for more space conflict.
Toodaloo.
Hey, we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back. Yeah, woo, we're back. Let's dive right in. So, you have scouted out the location for your big secret meeting about your new job, and we will just, I think, skip right ahead to that. I mean, you kind of spend the day, get a little festival time in, get some food from the food stalls, experience the cuisine of the galaxy,
Sure.
and then in the sort of the early evening, head over to the Hydrospanner Cafe, which you know is more of a seedy bar uh, with lots of criminals in it.
Yeah, that name was
It hasn't
very,
changed.
very
Yeah, it
misleading.
hasn't changed in the last 24 hours. As you head in, the early evening illuminated by the light off of Lamuir, the gas giant that Lamuir IV orbits. Which kind of casts sort of an eerie blue glow over everything. You head into the cafe. The four of you, all armed up. I imagine you're all having a visible weapon, or are any of you concealing yours?
Four
The
of us?
scanner will find it. But
Is R3 with us?
R3 can be with you.
Oh, you just said the four of us.
No.
Or do you mean Daz?
I thought I said the three of you.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Find out
Yeah.
later when we watch this again.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have a blaster pistol. I guess I got my holdout blaster. That's probably on my ankle, but
Yeah, I've got my blaster
So-
and I've got my... One of the things I bought in the underground market was a utility belt, but it only increases my encumbrance by 1, so I figure it looks more like a fanny pack. So I've got my frag grenades in my fanny pack.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a workman's like fanny pack for
Yeah.
sure. And yeah, it probably also attaches to the gun belt for your blaster.
Mm.
do you also wear shorts?
No, if it's hot out.
Are you just space vacation dad?
No. I've got a black turtleneck on and a gold chain, doing a nice lean against a wall.
I feel like Feline are very like Euro trash, so I think if you were like vacation Feline, you'd be wearing a Speedo for sure.
Yeah, and I am definitely not. No, I'm still wearing a very bright and loud, equivalent of an Aloha shirt. But
Right.
like I said, it's just looks a little bit thicker, but you can't quite tell.
Okay.
Basically, I bought better armored clothes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, you walk in, you're all armed. You head in, you all get that wonderful buzzing sensation of the scanner that may have taken like a year off your life via radiation. Who knows what it's doing to these people that are regulars.
Well, they might not live that long anyway.
You walk in, you see the same scene, almost to a T, I would say, Merrick, to the people that were in here the day before. It's just a ragtag bunch of criminals, diverse grouping of aliens. Again, drinking, smoking, playing games.
Are there any certain
only-
Ardinians in there?
You don't see Dino at the moment.
Well, I wouldn't know,
But you do see sort of at a table, kind of right in the center of the space, but it's definitely like it's his table kind of situation. You see Daz.
Everyone in this adventure has a name that starts with D.
Does appear that way, yeah. Daz and Dino and Daz.
Yeah.
It's
it's a rule to join their crew. You have to have a D name.
yeah. He's got sort of
Well,
like
I can
a
join then.
large.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got a large sort of cigar and a glass of something clear in front of him. And he's sort of holding court with a couple guys and sees you and waves you over.
I can't hear you, Phil. I don't know if Phil said something, but we can't hear you.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah,
Sorry. You answered my question anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I assume you all approach Daz
Mhm.
now that he has identified you and waved you over?
I'm gonna let Zammy take the lead, just ever so slightly, given it's his contact. But I'm like, scanning. It is in a like really cool, surreptitious kind of chill manner. Just taking it in.
Yeah, Daz sort of stands up as Zammy and gives you a big hug that's maybe a little friendlier than you would expect, Zammy.
I'm a little taken back. Like, Daz! I just leave my arms out for a second before doing
the hug kind of, he pats you a bit, and it's almost like a bit of a pat down, just to make sure you don't have anything hidden. He says, please take a seat. And your crew as well. And he sits back down at his spot and takes a sip of the clear liquid.
Yeah, I take a seat directly opposite him.
I guess I'm sitting beside him then.
All right.
Are you drinking anything tonight?
I don't know. Should I be keeping a clear head, or should I be having a few?
I really think only you can decide that, Zammy. If you're asking if the job is tonight, then no.
All right, then, I'll have a little drink. Hey, Merrick, what was that thing that you had yesterday?
I sure had a name.
I don't say that it was in this bar. I just said, we had some good food and drinks yesterday. Well, what did you have?
The whatever he made? Or I already forgot what we called it.
I think it was called whatever.
Yeah.
What he made.
Yeah, it was what he made. Yeah.
I just say that whatever he made.
Daz points to the bartender. He's like, "They'll have two of whatever he made." I assume that you had that when you were in my bar yesterday, Mister. I didn't catch your name.
Merrick.
Mr. Merrick. Scouting out the place, making sure it was okay. Did we pass muster?
I'd say so.
Good.
I mean, can you blame us? We weren't looking for trouble. Just checking out. We got in town early.
Well, I do appreciate that Mr. Merrick kept his cool, and left when asked. So, Zammy.
What's up?
You owe me 10,000 credits.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Well, luckily in my infinite generosity, I have a job that requires a pilot and perhaps a crew that doesn't mind a little like breaking and entering. They can handle themselves. I hear you're pretty good.
Yeah, we're not bad.
I suppose I should stop, this little and talk to actually your actual captain, who probably makes the decisions here, huh?
It might not be such a bad idea.
As I do my research, Sammy, and I mean, you never really struck me as someone that would be leading anything, so
Nah, not quite.
He's more of a follower,
So I do. He followed me out of prison.
No one said it was dumb. But...
And onto a few jobs where he incurred his aforementioned debt.
Well, we all owe somebody something.
Oh, I don't know anyone anything at this point, man. It's not smart to owe people anything.
Sometimes it's more of a spiritual thing.
Sure, I guess.
What do we owe each other, you know? What do we owe to each other?
He's
But
not
anyway.
smart. He's like street smart, but now you're just like you're kind of. He's like you're hurting his brain a little bit.
Just throwing some philosophy at him.
I'm just smirking while that's happening.
It's like, look, here's the deal. Someone has something I want. Someone has something I can sell for a lot of money. I like money. I like getting money. Uh, I need you to steal that something and bring it back to me so that I can sell it. I'll give you a cut. I'll clear Zammy's debts. I want you to steal something from a Rhodia Ventafoli.
Yeah.
Is that the musician?
Yeah. She's a real famous singer. I'm doing your voice now.
Yeah, she's a real famous singer. The switch.
But that's not even the voice that I was doing. I was doing like a.
Yeah, the singer, yeah. So I'd be surprised if you hadn't heard of her. You know she's here, and she's got a ship, and on that ship, she's got someone else. You might not know that she's also big in the underground swoop racing circuits. Well, not something that really gets advertised in the mainstream. It's something that people that know. So it kind of adds to a mystique, I guess. Anyways,
Yeah, she raced herself.
yeah,
Does she
she's
have
pretty
a-
good.
Her?
Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't think it, but
Isn't she a little tall for a swoop racer?
I guess she can get low on the seat. I guess I don't know. Yeah,
Well,
I
you
hear
never know.
she's good. I don't know if she's the best. Probably helps that she's got a 1 in a 6 kind swoop bike.
That would help. Is that what you want us to steal?
Yeah, it's a Zebulon Dax Z series, Centurion Cherry Red.
That sounds
Like I
pretty
said,
rare. How are you gonna
yeah,
move
so
that?
they only made 6. I got a guy.
Hmm.
I know someone a private collector, missed out, and
Misdoubt.
does not care to
Never
have
heard of
missed
her.
out. Basically, we got to find her ship. We're gonna break into it. We got to speed her out. We're gonna get it to my client who will take it off world. And we got to do that without damaging it. Obviously, it needs to stay in mint condition.
Ooh.
She has somehow kept it in mint condition while racing it. She is very good.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
I turned to Zammy while we're having this conversation. You ever pilot a swoop bike?
Once or twice. It's not that hard.
Good.
Something about that does not add up. How can she keep a swoop bike in mint condition if she erases it?
Well, I mean, sure, it's been used, so they'll probably knock some value off of it, but it's still 1 in 6. She keeps it in very good condition as long as you
As long as you don't
take care of
crash.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Usually when you
What he
crash,
said.
you die anyways.
Yeah.
Fair point.
You stay far enough ahead of the pack, no one adds any bumps and scratches.
So that's it? We get a bike for you? And then Sammy has no more debts?
That's it.
Maybe
And
we
we'll
get a
give
little
you.
payout too?
Yeah, you get something. I would not ask the rest of you to work for free for Zammy's debts.
Well, that is appreciated. Because we
I
might not.
think it is fair. I think that your crew, would get a 10% cut of the 1,000,000 credits I can probably get for this thing. How about 100 credits sound? And Zammy's debt wiped out on top of that.
1/10 of a million is 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just yeah, I suppose we are not really in a strong position to negotiate. So
That is how I prefer to have my negotiatees be.
makes sense. All right. Well, I cannot speak for Merrick. He is an independent contractor, but I'm assuming Zammy is in, and I couldn't fly my ship without my pilot. So
Yeah, he says he pulls out sort of a little, burner data pad and pulls up sort of a map of the city and surrounding area with like the festival grounds and try to draws like here's sort of where her main stage is and where all the like performer ships are parked. It's probably in there somewhere. I sent Dino out to look. He'll be in touch with you tomorrow. You're gonna want to meet me out here, and he kind of draws on it, sort of the location that where the drop off. It's through like a series of like the path to get there is like go through some of the city, go through this like canyon out to sort of a beach area that is sort of a bit hidden where someone could safely land if they wanted to avoid notice.
Hmm.
You gotta get it through all that safely. I imagine the client will still want it if it's got a couple things and bangs on it, but that will probably knock down the price, which means it'll knock down your 10%.
Sounds reasonable.
So we can be in as good a condition as we can.
Is this bike a one-person craft?
Yeah. She might have other speeders on board. If you want to steal those, we might be able to sell those as well. But you might want to bring your own speeder with you if the rest of you are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So just so I understand out of game, there's a spot where we can land our ship and like go from there.
No, that's the spot where you're going to go to meet. That's where
That's the
client
drop-off
will be
point.
picking up the drop-off point.
So we'll take the speeder bike there. Their ship will be there,
Okay.
and then we'll have to get from that point to our ship.
Yeah.
Which seems like you're probably going to have to pilot the speeder, or not the speeder,
The swoop
bike.
Swoop bike.
Yeah.
While
you guys are in the speeder.
Dia and I, we take normal speeders.
Because I'm wondering if there's a way that we can somehow get it quickly into our ship probably not without being seen. Our ship's pretty big.
I mean, if you can figure out a way to do that, like if that might be possible, you do have one advantage, which is that your cargo pod is detachable. I don't know if that gives you any ideas, but that is a possibility. Also, if we want to like dive right into the action and not spend a whole bunch of time on screen planning, we can also do kind of a Blades in the Dark thing where we can do flashbacks if you guys have an idea while we're doing this of something that would have been like a clever thing to do. We can do it that way.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, I think that might be more stream friendly than us like sitting here being like, let's plan a fucking heist, baby.
Yeah.
That's the next hour of the stream, and also in 2 weeks, and the heist will be in.
Yeah.
The heist will be in October.
Probably. Hey, if we'd been given more time and we knew what was coming, I would have made some plans. But
I feel this is a little more of a Fast and Furious situation. Just break in, steal a thing, drive fast.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen those movies yet. So.
Why?
Fight with cars.
I don't know. Phil is supposed to get them for me.
They're on the list, I guess. Yeah.
They're on the list.
Well, maybe we'll do a quarantine movie night and work through them.
Yeah.
just
We'll do a live react to them.
very briefly out of game, I watched Tokyo Drift 4, 5, 6 all in one day.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I had a sick day and I was like, I'm gonna catch up on Fast and Furious, and I watched 4 movies in a day.
They are very bingeable,
Yeah.
for sure.
Anyway,
on that note, Daz says, "Do you have any further questions?"
Uh,
I think
not
we're
at the
good.
moment, but maybe we flash back to it
Yeah.
later.
Well, we've got your number
Maybe they would
if
have
we need it.
Yeah. If you get caught, lose my number, He says, all right, well, Dino will be in touch. He's a good kid. He's a little dumb, but he can find a ship without messing it up,
As long as he doesn't steal from us.
He knows your family now. You're part of the crew, so he's not gonna steal from you
Okay.
unless I tell him to. And then you shouldn't have a problem with that. Or if you do, we'll deal with that later. I have no intention of double crossing you. I need that. What am I gonna do? I need you to get the swoop. So, and if I screw you over, people aren't gonna want to work with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Daz, that's all very reassuring.
I have not screwed you over ever, Zammy. You were the one that has left an outstanding debt of 10,000 credits.
No, I'm sorry if I sounded sarcastic. I was being serious.
Ms. Dia, credit to you for putting up with him for as long as you apparently have.
Well, he flies real good and he works cheap.
He does. That is true.
So.
And Mr. Merrick, I like that you didn't really talk. You didn't talk at all. And that's honestly a relief in this business. So I assume, based on that you're fairly competent, which could be a mistake on my part. But
yeah, let's just hope no one screws up.
Well, he shoots real good and he works cheap.
I'm beginning to sense a pattern.
It's kind of like, who else would work for me, right?
Yeah.
I am beginning now to have reservations, but we're a little too far gone in this whole thing.
You're starting to sound like somebody's parody of like a lunch lady.
Would you like
Lady
the
Daz.
meatballs?
Yeah.
I can't go too far in that direction or it will kill my voice.
Yeah, totally.
But
oh no! It's the secretary from Bob's Burgers.
Yes.
yeah,
that's exactly who it is.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
I think it's H. Benjamin.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's H. John.
Finish your drinks. Enjoy the place. Play a few rounds of Space Pool.
Spool.
I've got a few things to take care of. So I will see you when the job is done.
Be seeing you shortly.
Sounds like a plan.
He knocks back the rest of whatever that was he was drinking and heads out a back door.
I liked him.
Okay. I don't know if that really matters. Liking people, they can still stab you in the back.
Nah, you know what? Like I said earlier, this guy, we may not get along, but I mostly trust him.
Well, that's good. At least one of
Yeah.
them stuff.
Kind of guy that stab you in the front and make
Yeah.
sure people were watching so they got the message,
Yeah, fair point.
All right, you guys finish your drinks. You head back to the ship. You bed down for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing strange happens. You kind of have a quiet, lazy morning as you get up. You make some calf. practice shooting, and then there's sort of just a rat-a-tat-tat bang on the doors of the cargo pod,
Guess
which
I'll
I
go
assume
see what
Zammy
it's-
hears in between shots.
I go and check it out.
All right, you open it up, and it is Dino, and he's kind of a little shifty. I just making sure that no one followed him. And he kind of goes, "Oh, can I come in?"
Can you?
He is holding your gun. He's like, "Man, this is a cool gun."
Having heard the knock and wandered into the cargo bay, seeing Dino, I'm just like, hey kid, keep your hands to yourself. All 4 of them. Put them in your pockets if you gotta.
He drops the gun just on the ground, like pulls out. He's like, "Well, I didn't touch anything. I didn't touch anything."
Swipe it back. I swipe it back and double check all of my bits and
Everything
parts.
seems to be there. He
You
was
take
kind of just
anything
making
from
a
us.
show.
Yeah.
Daz is gonna
It's like-
find out.
Yeah. Dad said he'd cut off my hands if I stole from you.
Yeah.
What do you say, Dia?
And then
We gonna let him in, or should we just talk here?
I think we can talk here.
It's like, people might hear me if we
Yeah.
talk here because they're out in the open.
Yeah. Well,
We'll be talking in the cargo pod, okay? Close the
Yeah,
door.
let's just let him in.
Yeah, he like shifts past Zammy. He's like, "Okay." He walks over. And he walks up to D. He's like, "Nice to meet you. I'm Dino."
Dia, what do you know?
I close the bay door.
Like, "Oh, hey, our names are almost the same."
Yeah, it's weird, huh? Anyway, what do you know?
All right, I found the ship. I can take. I'll take you there. I'll take you to the ship. It's in the back area. I swiped some security cards. They're probably only good for like another hour because they change them over. Yeah, we can put. We can use these. We probably got like a speeder through the gate with these.
Okay.
I don't know. These might expire by the time we need to get out. I imagine that's a problem we can handle when we get there.
Does this mean we have to do the job now, or are we just doing more recon?
He seems to think that you're going to do the job now. That's really up to you. His security card that he has only lasts for an hour
Okay.
because they changed the codes.
How far away is
Right.
the ship? How far is this ship, kid?
I don't know, probably like 10 minutes by speeder to the grounds. You knew like roughly where they'd be. But he found like the specific ship.
Right.
Yeah, we discussed this. We planned for this. We've been waiting for
Yeah, I guess so.
for him to show up, so
Mhm.
might as well
I
hit
guess
it
we're ready
right
to
now.
go. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
you probably spent the like evening and morning finalizing like your plans.
Disguises.
Maybe even like you might have like if you were gonna go take care of things, you probably went out and did any like pre-planning or pre-heisting that you needed to do.
Right.
Okay.
We did the plan that was the plan that falls apart, but that's the part of the plan that's supposed to fall apart until the part of the
Yeah,
plan
exactly.
that's a secret that we never reveal to the audience.
Exactly.
And then we do a explanatory montage at the end.
Exactly.
And then the person shows up with the thing, and it all worked.
Don't spoil it, guys. Come on. That's how you guys are like kind of maybe have a little like quick chat and like almost like a thieves camp that's like very specific to the crew of like, oh, we did like we set up the number one. We're kind of like discussing whether or not you're ready.
Mm.
And Dino just kind of goes like, I don't know what any of that means, but we got to go now if we want to go.
Hey Dino.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I got all my stuff.
Hey Dino, did you find the pilot to Ardina's ship?
No, it's pretty locked down. Like it's got a lot of security measures. We can probably get onto it, but I don't think we could like steal the ship. Unless you got a slicer.
No. My thing was, my idea would take too long. It would be more of a long con thing, which is to take out their pilot and then to get hired as the pilot and then have access to the ship.
He says that sounds really complicated. I don't know how we'd get papers and stuff for that. He's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, would they even like do hiring? Like, she's a pilot too, right? She probably fly her own ship if it came down to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just thrown around there, just seeing if you knew where or who the pilot was.
Yeah, no, I was just told to find the ship. I don't know. Did Dad say that he wanted me to find the pilot?
No. That's cool, kid. That's cool, kid. That's cool. That's cool,
He
kid.
just said the ship,
That's
and that's
cool.
all I found.
That's cool, kid. Kid, that's cool.
One thing that I think I would have tried to get a hold of or find out about would be maintenance crew uniforms, or because presumably they're parked in an area that is just for the performers. So there would be some kind of, probably security would be too risky to try, but like,
Yeah,
ground crew?
there's probably a grounds crew uniform. I will say, if you do not object, I would say flip a light side point, and you can have those ready
Yeah.
for yourself.
Sure.
So you've got like pretty standard like grounds crew jumpsuits.
Mm-hmm. Can
Um,
we
those
ask?
Just so that we blend in.
Yeah. Can we ask Dino, not Dia, Dino, to go in there? Does he have? He doesn't have access anymore. That we have the security cards, right?
Well, he's going to take us.
Yeah.
He's going to take you in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Dino, can you go in about 5 minutes before us and maybe clog a space toilet or break a pipe or something like that? Some reason why these maintenance people, these groundskeepers would need to come in.
Oh, there's probably ground. No, you're like ground crew for the ships. Like there'd be ground crew walking around, like blend in. Yeah.
Yeah, like maintenance and ground crew.
Yeah.
So if that's
and Dino also says like you all have to go in together. Like he's only got the one card.
Oh, gotcha.
So if that's the case, if that's the way we're gonna get in, I'm probably not bringing my heavy blaster rifle with me.
Yeah, I mean you can hide it in the speeder if you want to have it.
Okay.
I would. I mean, bring it if you want to, but I think that this will be a situation that we probably don't want to shoot our way out of. We probably want to talk if anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably. I imagine,
stuff.
like with a big like tool bag, you could hide the blaster too.
Yeah. I love that reveal where you put the bag down, open the bag, and just pull out this giant blaster rifle.
Yeah, I think we can do. I think you probably. I would say with that flip of the light side point, getting the grounds crew stuff, you got like a big, like tool bag that you can that just fits the heavy blaster.
Okay. Cool.
I feel like you've basically spent the last 5 episodes not having it on you for various reasons. So I think it's more fun to have that like potential for chaos to arise.
Yeah.
I also think that we should maybe bring R3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because he would, one, make our cover a little bit better because ground crew, we got an astromech droid. Makes sense, right?
Of course.
And 2, can help us break into places because none of us do computers.
Yeah, can probably.
Yes.
He's elite hacksaw.
Mm-hmm.
Which he's probably been saying for the last like 2 minutes since he mentioned the slicer. He's doing whatever the like R2 equivalent of pointing at himself is. Maybe just slowly rolling into the back of DS legs.
Ow, stop. We know you're coming with us. We already figured that out. Stop it.
Yeah.
No, stop it. Just shh. Be good, okay? Or I'll leave you here. Droids, am I right? Right.
Dino's like, I wouldn't know. I've never been able to own one.
Oh, nobody owns R3. Please.
Yeah.
Don't say that. He's his own droid. He's here of his own volition.
R3 probably takes out his little shock prod and points it at Dino
Yeah.
at that line.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have your speeder. Dino will jump in there with you.
Mhm.
He is probably also in a maintenance uniform.
Yeah.
He's got sort of two of his arms folded up inside, making a weirdly shaped sort of punch, and then the other two coming out.
He's
arms
not
'cause
he's
you
not
didn't get-
he's not in the tool bag.
No, you didn't find a four-armed
Yeah.
jumpsuit.
Mm.
All right, he's like, it's up here, and then you take a left, loop around back here. Sort of takes you around the festival grounds. You can hear all this music. You can hear the performance from Arodia starting. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a banger, you know.
She is Space Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You can hear the crowd going nuts.
Playing her first song, Space Lemonade.
Yeah, just as a which of you three is she playing the favorite song of right now? Like whose favorite song is playing right now?
I want to say Merrick because that's funniest to me.
I don't. I feel
It's
like
R3.
I feel like I would be the least likely, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like Merrick only listens to Space Country.
And Space
Space-
Western.
Yeah.
Space
Two
West.
kinds of music.
She's playing her hit song, All the Single Ewoks.
I do think R3 is funny. He's whistling along.
Yeah. He's got his little space. He's got his little lighter thing out.
He's doing his like hollow projector just to project a little lighter in the air.
You know, that's not very
Um,
conspicuous.
He shuts it off. Gives you a little raspberry noise.
Be good.
He gives you a little like, who, me? And you pull up to the entrance. It's like a droid run security gate. The card is scanned by Dino, and you go through safely. And he kind of guides you to this space yacht, which both stands out but like doesn't stand out. Like so many of these ships are from like famous musicians, so they're all kind of ostentatious in their own way. But Erodia's is this space yacht that's more vertical than anything. It's like basically like a big bladed ship that lands on the ground. It's basically the center part is sort of a globe where most of the living quarters are.
Hmm.
And it's
Like a
mostly
rocket
designed to be like show off. To show off what it's like. It's almost it's not chromium plated. It's like almost gold. It's orinium, which is like golden chrome plated. And it
Smells
it's
tacky.
it's a big old rich person's thing. And you can see in the center orb, which is probably about like 40 or 50 feet up, there is a back area that opens to like what basically looks like it has been modified to have its own sort of like docking bay garage kind of thing.
Right.
Hmm.
That's
You
halfway
can't
up, you
really
say?
see in it from this angle. Sort of the main part of the ship. It's mostly like bottom wing, top wing, and then the sort of central
Right.
thing. And then sort of the back of each wing kind of is a turbo lift. So that's the only way to get up there easily is through the turbo lift.
Mm-hmm.
So do we know where the swoop bag is supposed to be?
In the ship, I
You're
think.
guessing it's in the ship.
Yeah.
Well, you're for sure it's in her ship. She doesn't go anywhere
in
without
the
it.
ship.
Yeah.
Oh,
The files
are
I
in
thought it
the
was just
computer.
around the ship. Exactly.
And you're guessing it's in what you can kind of tell from the outside is a like garage docking bay on the ship.
Okay.
Just quickly out of game, swoop bikes, like every other vehicle in Star Wars, hover, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They don't fly.
They hover, but it would take a feat of piloting to if say you were going to just drive it out the back of this thing with a 50-foot drop, which I'm just gonna take a wild guess is maybe what you're hinting at.
I mean, we were talking about Fast and Furious. I'm going to drive it out of one
It
building
would take
into the next building and then out of that building.
That's gonna be a piloting role to
Yeah.
safely land
Safely
it, because
land
you
it.
could you could overload the
Yeah.
repulsor lifts and
things.
it could hit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, Neptune.
Whoa.
Ooh,
yeah.
stream kitty. Surprise! A giant cat is guarding the ship.
Oh no.
We just give it
We
some.
make friends with the cat.
Yeah, we just give it some scritches behind the ear, and
Yeah.
And
he's
it go
like,
away.
okay.
So let's try not to be distracted by Neptune.
Impossible.
What is your plan? You've kind of gotten all the information you can get from out here.
Well, we got to get into the ship.
Yeah. We got to get up. We got to get
I
in.
was
We got to get
kinda-
out.
Thinking we do a maintenance call.
Yeah.
A maintenance call.
Maintenance call.
Okay.
Looks really weird because my camera's lagging a bit.
Do you want to message ahead, or just sort of that's your lie if you get caught?
Should we message ahead?
Yeah. Let's say that Ardinia sent a call in that her ship wasn't quite running optimally, and wanted to get a couple people to take a look at it. Maybe change the space transmission fluid and give it an oil change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, does appear to be sort of a guard at the base of the ship. So he's got a little folding chair. He's just kind of reading a book by the entrance to this thing.
My other prep would have been to have a clipboard with fake,
yes,
or clipboard equivalent
Datapad.
Datapad with fake requisition on it.
Okay. I think a good thing for this is where anytime we do a flashback, that would be a force point. Does that make sense to do?
Yep.
Sure.
So you'll have that. You can make a roll that is upgraded for to have that forged, so it looks all official and will pass muster and such.
What kind of roll would that be?
I think
Skullduggery?
it'd be skullduggery. Yeah.
That is something I can do. I am a good at. So
you're
upgrading
upgrading it, so
another yellow?
another yellow. Unless you have all yellows already, then it's another green.
No. I had one yellow, 2 greens. So I get 2 yellows and green.
2 yellows, 1 green. Because you upgrade one of the greens to yellow.
Yes, that's what I meant. If that's not what I said, then that is what I understood.
I think this one's going to be average. I think you'd have access to sort of this kind of stuff. It's not super hard to fake festival stuff.
I mean, you can get into a lot of places with just a clipboard.
Oh, yeah.
So, not that I have done that before.
A clipboard and a frustrated look on your face.
Yeah, exactly. I got 1 success. I got a triumph.
Ooh.
And that's it.
All right, so I think we do a quick flashback to you working this out and doing a little Photoshop. Probably working with R3, who actually managed to hack into their system and put a little, at least a ping that's this request went out. I think if they dig too deeply, they might find the stuff, but I think that's sort of your triumph, is if they check into the system, it will be there.
Somebody that was over eager took a picture of their press pass and put it on Instagram, and R3 found that and just copied it.
Although that would be a different paperwork, but
Yeah, someone
maybe it
was
had
like,
my
The
oh,
logos
equivalent, the
on it or
equivalent.
something.
it's
Yeah.
probably someone who thought it was nothing to be like, yeah, working like
Yeah.
maintenance, but I get like a free pass like on the days I'm not working.
Yeah.
And like posting with it thing, and R3 just like blew that up, and or I guess really Dia did all that.
Yeah.
R3 just did the computer thing
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
help sell it. Dia's good at this, you know. This is Dia's jam.
I'm literally that. That is
Yeah.
literally that.
Yeah.
That's what I
You
do.
scoundrel, you. Okay. So yeah, Dia, you walk up. How do you approach this guard? You've got all the prep.
Yeah. Yeah, I just walk up. I've got my data pad. I'm like, so we had a maintenance request.
That's the first I've heard of it. Let me see
There you go.
you hand it over. He looks through. I don't think you
I
need
just
to
look
make.
bored. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is just my job.
yeah. I don't think you need to make a roll on this because you already rolled for this stuff. He just looks at it. He's like, he looks bored. Like I was like going through probably like multiple pages of like the bureaucracy you built. And he's like, yeah, all right. He signs off on it. And he's like, head on up. And he's like, don't touch anything that you're not fixing.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Of course.
Wouldn't dream of it.
I don't want to lose my job. Okay, boys. Let's go fix the thing.
Have a good day, buddy.
He just sits back down, and you head up the turbo lift. He probably reaches over like key cards and like hits the button for the floor that he's sending you to, which may not be the exact floor you need, but you can deal with that later.
Okay.
And you head up. It opens up into what seems to be like sort of an entertainment lounge. There's a couple guards there as well, but they check over your papers again and point you in the direction of the maintenance. What was the thing that you said you were fixing?
I would have made it something in the in whatever bay,
The cargo holder.
like the cargo hold or wherever, like
The cargo doors were stuck or something like that.
like so. Try and make it legit for us to get into
Yeah.
wherever these swoop bikes are.
Right. Okay,
Or
so
at least as
you,
close as possible.
yeah, so you're kind of guessing. So they do take you over to sort of like the cargo hold. When it opens up, though, it's like just boxes and like it's the food and basically general stuff that a yacht would carry. You're kind of in the like fridge storage area. You're guessing that she probably keeps the bike either somewhere that like it could be on display or in like a vaulted kind of situation. Not
Right.
It would be separate from here. But
Are they gonna stick
they've
around?
kind of left you alone
Okay,
in
good.
the cargo
Yeah.
bay.
Okay.
And like, they're like, I think one of them like managed to convince himself just because like, yeah, I think the door has been sticking. He's like, it was end of the room. He points to the
Yeah.
at the end of the cargo bay is where the cargo bay doors would be.
Yeah. Okay.
They close the I guess doors, not blast doors, behind you. You're in the cargo space all by yourselves.
Unless anybody has a better idea, I think I would ask R3 to like. So there's always like a data port or something that droids can plug into.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I was going to
Find schematics. Or
yeah.
whatever.
This might be. It depends if we want to use a light side point or not. But I was going to say, in another flashback, R3 got schematics of the type of ship, and pinpointed a couple locations where the bike might be, or a location where the bike might be.
I feel like we maybe don't need to use it for that because I think he
if
could
we can
just
get it
plug
here.
in
You can just
here.
plug in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I think just plug in here and we can, because it would probably tell us exactly where it is.
Yeah, I think do like a light flashback of Zammy having this idea, and like you kind of learn that all of these ships are custom made,
Right.
so they don't have a like single plan that you would base this off of. But R3 is going to do a little thing. The security system here is pretty good, and I'm going to spend a dark side point to upgrade it. So there's a significant chance of bad things.
Is there any way I could help him?
I wouldn't worry about it. He did
Okay.
very good.
Okay.
Yeah, R3.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, he got 2 successes and 2 advantage.
Nice.
So he pulls up, he plugs in, does a like, and then spits out a little hologram of the ship, and you can see that the top level of this is like a viewing lounge, where she keeps like probably like her platinum hollow records and stuff, and other various things, and that is connected to what's labeled sort of as the vault, but it does have a rear exit kind of thing built on it, or you're guessing that the vault also counts as the garage.
Right.
Okay.
I think with those, the advantage R2 is able to get some like holovid footage of that floor, not of what's inside the vault, but you kind of get a view. There appears to be just a single guard up there, watching over these goods and stuff.
Okay.
Is that very far from where we are now?
It is 2 sections above you.
Is there a way we could like climb up through a Jeffrey tube?
Yeah, do they have Jeffrey's tubes on these things?
They don't have Jeffrey tubes, but there's definitely like air ducts all throughout Star Wars stuff. For
What
sure.
if what if Dia goes
I don't
up?
know how we're gonna get the damn thing out.
What if Dia goes up and uses her Twilight Wiles to talk to the security guard, not like that, but just talk to the security guard and get him to come down to the main dock, like where we are, for reasons. Just say like, oh, we were fixing the door and we found the security threat in the door. We think somebody might have hacked in here and hacked the door. So to get him off of that level down to this level, and then while he's doing that, I will go up to the bike level.
I still don't know how we're gonna get it out.
Because that means you'll be all by yourself, and you'll have to find a way to like break in, break out,
Or are
all by yourself.
Sorry, did you say that there was a like garage door on that level, like away off the ship?
Yeah, but you'd have to get it open. There is a way off the ship. Yes, you could fly. You could drive the speeder out of the ship.
Yes,
if you wanted to.
So,
but you'd have to get those doors open.
Would R3 be able to fit on the swoop bike if I were to take R3? No,
absolutely not. No, he is cumbersome, I would say.
Right.
He can go in like a speeder like car.
Yeah,
but
not the swoop bike.
As you're saying that though, I would say you look over and you just see the very eager face of Dino. Dino. And he's like flicking through his fingers like a little security spike, something like you would use to open a door. And he's like, I can pick a lock.
Dino, buddy.
And he is definitely small enough to ride behind you on a swoop bike.
So
okay, well, we've done crazier things, so
here we go.
Guess that's the plan.
R3 is sort of points at an air duct that's sort of floor level, and beeps, sort of saying that's your way in if you're going to go up to the floor through the ducts.
And also,
what's Merrick going to do in this plan?
So that's
I'm
sorry,
s-
not to talk over you, Phil, but the other
Yeah,
thing
go
I
ahead.
wanted to cover was the way out of the overall hangar. Can we send Merrick down to open the door for the overall hangar so the speeder can basically crash off the ship or launch off the ship and then straight out?
You're in kind of an open air place.
Okay.
The gate that you went through didn't have like an actual like physical barrier there. It was just it's the only way in from the
Okay.
fencing.
Got it.
And there are droids there that may shoot at you if you leave at speed.
Got
you know.
it. So my suggestion, obviously I'm not saying do this, but my suggestion, Phil, would be to distract those people. So we have an easy
Yeah.
just
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say.
okay, good.
Is that I would either distract, because there's also the one guy outside as well.
Right.
Which like as soon as the swoop bike comes flying out of the ship,
Then
you'll
yeah,
see
all hell
that
breaks loose.
all hell breaks loose. But yeah, to start, I think I'll probably, unless maybe Dia, you want to come with me as well, cause a
Well,
Well,
somebody
Dia's
has to
got to
distraction.
get.
Oh
distract
yeah,
the
right. You're going to
guy
that one
up
guy.
top. So what
Yeah.
I think you should do is leave to get a part or something.
You
Take
forgot
our
your
three
big
with
tool
you.
bag down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave to get a part. Take our three with you. Put him back in the speeder car, and I'll distract the guard up top. Zammy and Dino will go through the air ducts and crack their way into the room
Mm-hmm.
and get the speeder bike. And I guess the only way we can get it out is to fly it out a window. So
I mean, this is my plan based entirely on a Fast and Furious movie. If anybody has other suggestions, I am open to that. But that is my
Well, there's no internal lift or anything, like to basically go
there
from
is.
one dock to the next, or one level to the next level. Would you have to like take the swoop bike out and then put it to the lower deck, or is there like a lift?
I mean, yeah, probably with something the size of swoop bike, you could do it. If you wanted to try and like maneuver it through like hallways and hyperlifts, you could do it that way.
But she must have a way to get it out that's not that, or just flying it out a window.
they probably
I
park
mean,
it
the
differently.
ship could theoretically
Yeah.
turn and land differently, or it would like you could get a like
Big ass
hyper
ramp.
or like a
Yeah.
truck, a like speeder truck up there to like offload it that way.
Or like a small
guess
cargo
Or
ship
maybe
just
she
flying
does
up.
sometimes leave in a like flashy way.
Yeah.
I just think doing this in the middle of the day is the stupidest thing we've ever done.
I mean, we could just hang out on the ship until it's the evening.
No.
I'm also
Too
surprised
late.
she's performing in the middle of the day. Isn't she the headliner? Shouldn't this be evening?
Yeah, she
Sounds
is
fair.
performing for the entire day. It's like a big endurance
Uh.
performance kind of thing. It's as a like part of a many series of shows.
Huh.
It doesn't play by the same rules as Earth, man.
Apparently.
These people love a day festival.
I mean, that's when all the other bands that you didn't pay to go see are playing.
Maybe in this festival you go for the afternoon, you see the featured attraction, and then at night you just disperse into all of the clubs and bars and cafes and see all the smaller bands.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
Um,
Okay, well, I guess we do the plan.
All right. So Merrick heads out. He heads down first because it's going to take him probably more time to get down there. While Zammy and Dino are probably hilariously making their way through the ducts to get up there. Dino surprisingly, the extra arms help with the like
Clambering through the ducts.
ambulatating, clambering through the ducts. And Dia, you're gonna need to find a way to. You need to talk your way up there first because you don't just have like free reign of this ship.
Mhm.
As you pop out, sort of give Merrick a few minutes.
Yeah.
And you pop out, and what do you say to these two guards that are out, sort of near the docking bay to get yourself up 2 floors to the observation deck?
Can I,
I
unless you have an idea, I have a
Yes.
suggestion.
I mean, I'm open to suggestions. I have a probably really shitty idea. but-
The guy upstairs by the bike is the security
Yeah.
supervisor. And you ask these guys to speak to the supervisor. That's basically my jam.
Okay, my idea was just to like go and like hardcore flirt with them
All right, whichever works for you.
and charm them and be like, "Oh, I've never been in a ship like this before. I'd really love to see the view from up top. Do you think you could take me up there?
Use
I'm
your-
adorable."
Tendrils or your head tails to be all...
Your tendrils.
My leku.
Yes, that's the word.
And just kind of like touch them on the arm with it. And like
That's
my
weird.
colleague had to go get a part, so I've got some time.
I feel at this point Dia has the like work outfit like tied around like the waist and just.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
just like
yeah.
it's just like tank top and like I don't know. I'm cute. I'm blue.
Yeah.
Maybe the tank top's
Feels
a bit
like a-
sweaty.
I was gonna say the tank
Yeah.
top is like the Twilight tank top, which is also like it's a crop top tank top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can absolutely flirt your way up with these security guards. It's gonna be average, but I'm gonna upgrade it because they have a like sense of self-importance because of who their client is. So it might be like trying to be tough about this.
Is that a dark side point you're using to upgrade or just an upgrade?
It is a dark side point, yes. Anytime I upgrade, I do have to use a dark side point unless it is built into the characters
Okay,
themselves.
gotcha.
These guys aren't rivals or nemesis, so
Just for the record, with that change, we're at 5 light side and 2 dark.
Mm.
you should be at 4 light side and.
Oh.
Oh no! Wait.
No, because we had 7 in total.
Yeah.
Yes.
With that change,
Sorry.
with the change you just made, before we were
Okay.
at 4 and 3.
I missed tallying one, but yeah, I think
Okay.
you are right because you have the right number of dark side points
Yeah.
that I have.
I've been keeping track.
But
Sweet.
somebody's keeping
Okay.
track.
So roll away. I'll give you a boost because you're cute, Twi'lek.
Okay. It was you said it was average, but one of them is a red.
One of them's a red. Yeah.
Okay. I upgraded my charm when we leveled up.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. That's 1 success and 2 advantages.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you flirt hardcore with these guys, and one of them says like, "Yeah, all right. I mean, you've got time, till your buddy gets back. I guess you can't do anything without him, right?"
Mm-mm.
Uh,
No, he's the expert.
and then he
I'm
says to
just
his
a
buddy, he's like,
girl.
"You stay here and watch. I'll take her up to the observation deck.
I'm just a supervisor.
You can see some of Rhodio's like platinum records and stuff."
Oh, really? That's up there? That's
He's
so
like
cool.
he's chatting you, trying to be cool, but he's kind of a big brute. Definitely a bit of a himbo, I'd say.
I can live with
As
that.
he leads you up there. He's like, man, he's like, it's cool. I mean, my boss is up there, but he's fine. He's cool, whatever. We're allowed up there, like
Oh yeah.
and I think we close on the hyperlift closing for that as Merrick gets down, sort of like nods to the guy, walking over, pulling up his tools, just being like, I forgot a part, pulls him in like that, clanks ominously onto the back of the speeder as he sets it down to go through it. As R2 sort of, or R3 kind of gets back up into the speeder, and Zammy and Dino continue through the pipes, and we'll wipe closed on that, as the heist is afoot. And we will conclude it next time on Dungeon Pump Space Conflict.
Dun, 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 dun,
Thank you,
dun,
everyone.
dun, 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 dun,
That's
dun.
enough. That's too much. That's too much. We will for real get screwed by Twitch. Twitch is apparently very. They will like shut your stream down.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
But yeah, that's the end of today's session. We will be back on a date
2 weeks from
now,
today.
with probably the conclusion of this heist. I think.
We hope.
We hope.
I hope so.
Who knows?
Who knows?
With the way we play.
We've also got an upcoming Trivia Punks on the 30th. If you didn't tune into the first one, you missed a whole lot of technical difficulties that are now resolved and will not happen again.
So maybe for the best.
Yeah. But that'll be fun. Fun 4 rounds of tough, nerdy trivia with myself and Leigh hosting.
Mm-hmm.
There may be some jokes, no promises.
Just super serious, straight-faced trivia.
Yep. And next week we've got the conclusion, I think, of the Deadlands arc over at What the Quest, which will be your last chance to catch my Irish trash boy, who may have made some deals with the Fae that might end up screwing everyone over. Who knows? He's the worst.
Hooray!
Well, do you guys have anything you would like to promote?
I guess also, if you like trivia, you can go to my Twitch at Kirk of Doom, which is right there. We are doing Simpsons, Woohoo Classic Simpsons trivia. That's seasons 1 through 9 exclusively. That is going, it's every third Sunday of the month, which just so happens to be this Sunday if you're watching this live, not if you're watching us on YouTube. You can find us there, and yeah, we'll be doing that.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Also, it's Phil's birthday this month.
Oh my
On
god!
the 25th.
Should we just sing happy birthday to Phil right now? Should we
No.
do that?
Not his birthday today. You can't sing it today.
No.
Happy almost birthday to you. Happy
Actually,
almost
All right, I'm shutting the
birthday
stream down.
to you.
But everybody
Thanks.
should say happy birthday to Phil at some point.
Thanks
before the
again
23rd.
for watching, everybody. You, of course, can find our podcast, Dungeon Punks, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be here with more space adventures every other week. And we also got a Patreon. If you're feeling generous, though, if you're not in these times, totally understand. You can go to patreon.com/dungeonpunks or ko-fi.com/dungeonpunks. Either way, if you would like to help us out. Of course, the best way you can help us out is to go find these things, review them, follow us, subscribe, all that jazz. 5-star reviews help people find us. Not that you should feel obligated to leave a 5-star review, but it does help if you like us. Other than that, that's it from me and from the rest of us. So thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful night.
You can also subscribe to us on Twitch, I believe. That's the other thing you can do.
Yes.
But yes.
Yeah.
Thank you and good night.
May the force be with you.
And you as well.